Hello, I'm Lieutenant Bob Miljenovich with the Austin Police Department, here to provide a briefing on the critical incident that occurred on January 4th, 2021, when two Austin Police Department officers were involved in a critical incident in North Austin. Transparency and accountability are key to our ability to serve the Austin community, so we will provide an account of this incident and additional context to help you understand the chain of events. This incident involved two officers from the Austin Police Department. Officer Javier Rodriguez fired a handgun, and Officer Kamoa Reynolds deployed a taser. On January 3, 2021, at 9:46 p.m., Round Rock Police Department contacted Austin 911 Communications to request assistance from APD with a warrant service to apprehend Dylan Polinsky on a warrant for an aggravated robbery, first-degree felony from Williamson County. APD assistance was requested due to the location being outside of the Round Rock jurisdiction. At 9:50 p.m., in response to the request for assistance from Round Rock Police, Austin police officers drove marked patrol vehicles to the Spring Hill Suites Hotel located at 12520 North Interstate 35. The officers wore Austin Police Department issued uniforms with protective vests and patches reading the word police. Mr. Polinsky was believed to be staying at this hotel. Once on the scene, officers learned he was no longer at the location.
This is Austin 911. Do you need police, fire, or EMS?
On January 4th at 3:48 a.m., a 911 caller said that Mr. Polinsky was armed with a weapon and he had called them and threatened to kill himself. At 3:49 a.m., APD officers responded to a separate 911 call from the hotel staff.
You said you called you earlier?
Yeah, he called me about 4:30 this morning. And I know he's in a lot of trouble. He's been running for the police for a couple days
So
now.
one moment. So he called you at 4:30, and what did he say?
He said, he said, get a hold of me right now, get a hold of an attorney right now. He says, I'm at the hotel, there's SWAT all over, and I'll kill myself before they take me in. And I know he does have a gun. I don't know if it has bullets in or not. Because earlier in the day, he had called. He was at that same hotel earlier in the day. And
At one moment, ma'am. Is he white, black, Asian, or Hispanic?
He's white.
Austin 911, do you need police, fire, or EMS?
Police.
Okay, to what location?
The location is 12520 North IH35.
All right, the Spring Hill Suites.
I'm sorry, yes.
Is there a room number we need to go to?
Well, yeah, room 210. The police came here earlier looking for someone, Dylan Polinsky, and he had left the premises, but he just arrived back here.
Okay.
And he's gone to a room.
All right, hang on here one moment.
At approximately 4:20 a.m., officers attempted to contact Mr. Polinsky by phone and through the room door. Mr. Polinsky was not compliant and barricaded himself in a room with a female hostage. Officers secured the scene and contacted APD SWAT because they were informed Mr. Polinsky was armed and dangerous and had barricaded himself with a hostage. From approximately 4:21 a.m. to 5:27 a.m., multiple officers and supervisors attempted to negotiate with Mr. Polinsky to surrender peacefully and allow the female hostage to safely exit his hotel room. Mr. Polinsky refused to comply. At 5:20 a.m., SWAT arrived and secured the perimeter of the building. The SWAT response also included a K-9 unit. Several surrounding hotel rooms were evacuated on the second floor. At 5:26 a.m., Mr. Polinsky exited the hotel room into the hallway with the female hostage in close proximity to him. Mr. Polinsky stood behind the female hostage, positioning her between himself and the officers. SWAT officers gave commands for Mr. Polinsky to show his hands, to stop, and to get on the ground. The female was able to separate herself from Mr. Polinsky. SWAT was able to move her to a safe location.
Hey, show me your hands! Show me your hands! Hey, is that him? Yep. Hey, he's moving towards the hotel. Haru? Yeah. He's coming down the hallway to the
Mr. Polinsky ran away from the SWAT officers in the hallway towards a stairwell where Officers Rodriguez and Reynolds were staged. Officers Rodriguez and Reynolds were positioned on the stair landing below the door. As Mr. Polinsky entered the stairwell, officers shouted commands for Mr. Polinsky to show his hands.
Hey, stay behind me, stay behind me. Stay there. I'm not moving. Let him know that you tased him. Let him know that you tased in effect.
At 5:26 a.m., Officer Reynolds deployed his taser for the first time as Mr. Polinsky opened the stairwell door. But the taser was ineffective and Mr. Polinsky closed the stairwell door. Within seconds, Mr. Polinsky reopened the stairwell door and Officer Rodriguez fired 2 shots towards Mr. Polinsky. Mr. Polinsky was shot once in the leg area. Almost simultaneously, Officer Reynolds deployed his taser a second time. At 5:27 a.m., officers immediately administered first aid, placing a tourniquet on his leg. EMS transported Mr. Polinsky to a local hospital where he was treated for his injuries. Mr. Dylan Polinsky was arrested and he is currently in custody awaiting trial. He has been charged with aggravated robbery in Travis and Williamson counties. Additional charges are pending. The female hostage was not injured in this incident. Mr. Polinsky was unarmed at the time of the tasing and shooting. At the time of the incident, Officer Javier Rodriguez and Officer Kamoa Reynolds had been with the Austin Police Department for 2 years and were assigned to Region 1 Patrol Division. Per APD policy, both officers have been assigned to administrative duty. There are 2 investigations occurring into this critical incident. An internal investigation is being conducted by APD's Internal Affairs Unit with monitoring from the Office of Police Oversight. Also, a criminal investigation is being conducted by APD's Special Investigations Unit and the Travis County District Attorney's Office. To learn more, visit our website.